discussion of the State of the Union tomorrow night, and not to get anywhere near, even close to being ahead of the president. But in terms of the Department of Defense, I think...
Can we revisit the raid from last week?
Yesterday, Afghan forces, with assistance of U.S. Special Forces, conducted an operation to secure the Kandahar Hospital from the control of a group of al-Qaida members who had seized one of the wings of the hospital. Despite numerous attempts to negotiate their peaceful surrender, 6 al-Qaida forces had been holed up in the hospital for almost 2 months. Initial reports indicate that all 6 of those forces were killed in yesterday's attack. Several of the Afghan forces were wounded in the confrontation. Only one would be considered serious. There were no U.S. injuries.
Was the version of the story presented by the Defense Department?
Well, the Afghans led the raid. So they were the front force that attacked the wing and met headlong with those al-Qaida members who obviously did not intend to surrender. We assisted them. We supported them. But I think it's fair to say that because it was Afghan-led, that the Afghans properly get the credit for having brought this to a conclusion. So in terms of how many rounds were fired, who fired them, and who might have killed whom, that's not being tracked.
I'm not sure who they are. How could they have been characterized as the worst of the worst?
But you're repeatedly rescreening and determining different levels whom this individual is or what this individual has done. So by the time it gets through a process where Afghanis have screened an individual, our folks at Bagram and at Kandahar would have screened them, the process continues till you get to a level of confidence that this individual was found or picked up in this location. It had previously been associated with the involvement of these people, and these were the operations that they were known to be associated with. Since being under detention, some have lied, some have changed their stories, some have tried to attack our people. It would appear, as you had seen yesterday, that they are working to organize an organization down there, probably for no good. They've made death threats against all Americans and those including their captors. So these are not unknowns in the sense that they are bad guys. These are the worst of the worst. And if let out on the street, they will go back to the proclivity of trying to kill Americans and others. So that is well established.
One of the things we're working on in terms of the disposition of the detainees is those countries that we feel would handle them appropriately, depending on the person, depending on the circumstances. That probably will happen. We have no desire to hold on to large numbers of detainees of any kind for any great length of time. But we want to make sure these people are not back out on the streets, back out on the roads, doing what they've done. I mean, never forget who these people are. Are you listening to?